What if gravity worked differently for you than everyone else? What if the sky was your ground and falling meant plummeting into endless space above? Patema Inverted takes this mind-bending concept and builds a beautiful story around it. This is a film about two people from literally opposite worlds who discover that everything they've been taught about reality might be wrong. Released in 2013, this Japanese animated film gives us something rare. A science fiction concept that's both visually stunning and emotionally grounded. It's about forbidden connections, questioning what you've been told, and discovering that perspective changes everything. The premise sounds complicated, but the heart of the story is simple. Two young people meet across an impossible divide. One lives on the surface. The other lives underground with inverted gravity. Together, they challenge the lies their societies have built and discover the truth about their shared world. Welcome to Picture Mavericks. Today we're exploring what makes Patema Inverted so unique, how it uses its gravity-flipping concept to tell a deeper story, and what it reveals about perspective, fear, and human connection. Let's begin. The film introduces us to two separate worlds. Patima lives in an underground community where people walk on what they consider the ground. They explore tunnels and avoid dangerous zones. Patima is curious and adventurous, always pushing boundaries despite warnings to stay in safe areas. Age lives on the surface in a strictly controlled society ruled by a figure called Izumura. His world is industrial and oppressive. Students are taught that long ago, sinners committed a grave mistake that caused many people to fall into the sky. The inverted people are considered dangerous abominations. When Patima accidentally falls through a shaft, she emerges on the surface world. But from her perspective, everything is upside down. The sky is beneath her feet, and she's in danger of falling into it. Age discovers her and quickly realizes that gravity affects her opposite to how it affects him. To Patima, Age is inverted and could fall into the sky above. To Age, Patima is inverted and could fall into the sky above. They're both right. Gravity pulls them in opposite directions. This creates immediate danger. If Patima loses her grip on something solid in Age's world, she'll fall upward into the sky. If Age loses his grip in Patima's world, he'll fall upward into what she considers the sky. They can only stay grounded by holding on to each other, literally balancing each other's gravity. Age decides to help Patima return home while hiding her from the authorities who would see her as proof of the inverted threat they've been taught to fear. Together, they begin uncovering the truth about what really happened in the past and why their worlds exist the way they do. Along the way, they face pursuit from Izumura's forces, navigate the disorienting challenge of opposite gravities, and discover that the division between their worlds is built on lies and control rather than actual danger. Patema Inverted uses its gravity concept to explore perspective in fascinating ways. The film constantly reminds us that up and down are relative. What's the ground for Patima is the ceiling for Age. What's the sky for one is the earth for the other. Neither perspective is more correct than the other. They're just different ways of experiencing the same reality. This becomes a powerful metaphor for how we see the world. We all grow up with certain beliefs about what's normal, what's right, what's dangerous. We assume our perspective is the objective truth. But the film suggests that maybe our reality is just one way of seeing things. That other perspectives exist and are equally valid. Age's society has been taught that inverted people are dangerous sinners who deserve their fate. This belief justifies keeping the population fearful and controlled. Izumura uses this manufactured threat to maintain power. The people never question it because they've been told it since childhood. Patima's community lives in fear of the surface, staying underground where it's safe. They've built their entire world around avoiding what they don't understand. Both societies are limited by fear and incomplete information. When Patima and Age meet, they're forced to confront these assumptions. Age realizes that Patima isn't a monster or a sinner. She's just a person experiencing gravity differently. Patima realizes the surface isn't inherently dangerous. It's just disorienting from her perspective. Their relationship challenges everything both societies believe. By working together, holding on to each other to stay grounded, they prove that connection across differences is possible. That what seems impossible from one perspective becomes achievable when you're willing to see from another angle. The film also explores control through information. Izumura doesn't just physically control his society. He controls the narrative about reality itself. By teaching people that inverted individuals are threats, he creates an enemy that justifies his authority. Fear becomes a tool for maintaining power. This speaks to how information shapes our understanding of the world. When we're only given one perspective, when certain truths are hidden or distorted, we build our entire worldview on incomplete foundations. Questioning those foundations feels dangerous because it threatens everything we think we know. Patima and Age's journey toward truth requires them to be brave enough to question what they've been taught, to consider that authority figures might be wrong, to trust their own experiences over official narratives. The visual execution of the inverted gravity concept is stunning. The film frequently flips the camera perspective to show us both characters' views of the same scene. When Patima looks up and sees the ground as a ceiling with Age standing on it, we feel her disorientation. When the view flips and we see from Age's perspective with Patima appearing to stand on the ceiling, we understand his confusion. These perspective shifts aren't just visual tricks. They make us constantly reconsider what we're seeing. They force us to hold multiple realities in our minds simultaneously. This creates a unique viewing experience where up and down lose their fixed meanings. The character animation conveys the fear and vertigo both characters experience. When Patima nearly falls into the sky, we feel the terror because the film has made that threat visually real. When Age has to trust Patima's gravity to move through her world, his hesitation feels genuine. The art style is beautiful, with detailed backgrounds and expressive character designs. The underground tunnels feel claustrophobic and mysterious. The surface world feels vast and oppressive in its industrial uniformity. Both environments are distinct and carefully crafted. The 99-minute runtime allows the story to develop without rushing. The film takes time establishing both worlds before bringing the characters together. It lets the relationship between Patima and Age grow naturally. It builds to its revelations gradually rather than dumping information quickly. The voice performances bring warmth and personality to the characters. Patima's curiosity and determination come through clearly. Age's initial hesitation giving way to conviction feels authentic. The supporting characters, from Patima's friend Lagos to the authoritarian Izumura, all feel distinct. The film balances action sequences with quieter character moments. Chase scenes and near falls create tension. But we also get conversations where Patima and Age learn about each other's worlds, building connection alongside the adventure. The score enhances the emotional beats without overwhelming them. It swells during moments of wonder when characters see each other's worlds. It creates tension during dangerous sequences. It supports the story rather than dominating it. Patema Inverted offers something valuable in how it visualizes perspective. In our daily lives, we encounter people whose worldviews seem completely opposite to ours. Their beliefs, their values, their understanding of reality can feel inverted from what we know. The film suggests that maybe they're not wrong and we're not right. Maybe we're just experiencing the same reality from different gravitational pulls. This doesn't mean all perspectives are equally true in every situation, but it does encourage us to consider that our view might not be the only valid one. That understanding requires seeing from angles that feel unnatural or even frightening to us. The film also speaks to how authority uses fear and misinformation to maintain control. By creating enemies, by limiting information, by punishing curiosity, those in power can keep populations compliant. The only way to break free is by questioning, by seeking truth even when it's uncomfortable, by connecting with those we've been taught to fear. For younger viewers, the film offers adventure and visual wonder. The gravity concept is cool and the action is exciting. The relationship between Patima and Age provides emotional investment. The film works as entertainment even without engaging deeply with its themes. For older viewers, the metaphorical layers add richness. The questions about perspective, truth, and control resonate with real-world experiences. The film becomes a meditation on how we understand reality and how we relate to people different from ourselves. As Japanese animation, Patima Inverted demonstrates the medium's ability to visualize concepts that would be difficult in live action. The flexibility of animation allows the gravity inversions to feel natural and comprehensible. It proves that animation isn't just for children's stories, but can explore complex ideas through visual storytelling. The film also fits into a tradition of science fiction that uses fantastical premises to examine human nature and society. The inverted gravity is the hook, but the story is really about connection, truth, and challenging oppressive systems. So what does Patema Inverted offer us? It offers a visually creative story that uses its gravity-flipping concept to explore how perspective shapes reality. It shows us that what seems impossible from one angle becomes possible when we're willing to shift our view. Patima and Age's relationship demonstrates that connection across differences requires effort and trust. They literally hold each other up, balancing opposite gravitational pulls to stay grounded. This becomes a beautiful metaphor for how relationships work. We support each other. We balance each other. We make each other's realities more stable. The film's message about questioning authority and seeking truth feels particularly relevant. Both societies in the film are built on lies designed to keep people fearful and controlled. Only by questioning those lies can Patima and Age discover the actual history of their world and work toward a better future. The 99-minute runtime gives the story room to develop without feeling stretched. The pacing balances action with character development. The reveals about the true nature of their world come at moments that feel earned rather than arbitrary. The visual execution makes the gravity concept consistently engaging rather than confusing. The film helps us understand the disorientation both characters feel, while also making the mechanics clear enough that we can follow the action. What makes Patema Inverted special is how it takes a high-concept premise and grounds it in genuine emotion. The gravity inversion could have been just a gimmick, but it serves the themes of perspective and connection. It's not just cool to look at. It means something. For viewers who enjoy science fiction that makes them think, the film provides substance. For those who want beautiful animation and adventure, it delivers that too. For anyone interested in stories about breaking free from oppressive systems and finding truth, it offers a satisfying narrative. The film suggests that the divisions between people, the walls we build between us and them, are often constructed rather than natural. That what we fear about others is frequently based on incomplete or false information. That connection is possible once we're willing to see from perspectives other than our own. In a world where people increasingly live in separate realities, where different groups seem to experience completely different truths, Patema Inverted offers a hopeful vision. It says that bridging those divides is difficult and disorienting, but ultimately possible and worthwhile. The image of two people holding on to each other while gravity pulls them in opposite directions is striking. It visualizes the effort required to maintain connection across difference, but it also shows that such connection makes both people more stable, more grounded, more capable of navigating a complex reality. Patema Inverted reminds us that up and down, right and wrong, us and them, these categories that feel absolute are sometimes more flexible than we think. That expanding our perspective, seeing from new angles, considering realities different from our own, this isn't just intellectually interesting. It's necessary for genuine human connection. And maybe that's what we need. Not just to tolerate different perspectives, but to actively try seeing from them. To hold on to each other across our differences rather than letting those differences divide us. To question the narratives that keep us fearful and separate. The film ends with hope, with barriers breaking down, with different worlds finding ways to coexist. It's an optimistic vision that feels earned because we've watched the characters work for it, risk for it, hold on to each other through the disorienting process of seeing reality from a completely new angle. This has been Picture Mavericks. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.